All right. I want to go back a little bit with what you were saying about some history that you made with some incredible artists that, I mean, to this day are still making just history. The Nas, the Most Defs, Common, Lupe you talked about. How do you end up catching their ear? How do you end up going on tour with Kanye? Can you talk about how that even how they even got heard you, or how that whole situation came about, if that makes sense what I'm saying?
You know, I've known Ye since I was in high school, and he had just got out. My big brother, you know, Twilight Tone, you know, who's a legendary producer and DJ in his own right. I mean, it's just like we were all family and tied together. Like, you know, the first time I said I wanted to be a DJ, Common was there, you know, with no ID, and they're all family, you know, they're all family, you know. And back then, there wasn't like DJing wasn't like some cool profession that people were like, man, I want to be a DJ. Like, if you did, like, you just either had a serious problem or nothing else to do, according to everybody else. But it wasn't like a highly sought after position. So if you did it, there was an extreme amount of passion behind it that was obvious. You know, now everybody just, you know, Nick Cannon is a DJ, for God's sakes. You know what I mean? So it's like, people see the fame from it, and what they can do from it, and how they can maneuver in the entertainment industry however they like. And I'm not, you know, shooting no shots at anybody, but, you know, it's just a different time now.
Would you say that being around, like you said, having a Kanye, growing up with Common, and having those kind of people around you that have also been successful, did that also help you? Because for those young people, young up and coming artists, or just youngins out there in general, people say a lot of times it's about who you hang out with and who you associate yourself with. So the fact that you had people around you that was so successful in doing stuff, that also helped in your mind say, Tim, you don't have to have a ceiling, because you see all these people that you can touch, that you can talk to, that you interact with. They're out here doing their thing, so now I can also do the same.
Absolutely. But we were all like pushing at the same time. Yeah. You know, and then that time was just like a time when you got to think about it. Music was different. You know, everybody was just going for the same thing. You know, everybody had this tremendous love for this thing called hip hop, and we all wanted to play our parts, you know. And so to see somebody make it was like, yeah, this, the homies made it. It's like, yes, you know, like, it was no hate, no nothing. It was just yes, 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 yes. But the world and that community back then was just a lot smaller, but the dreams were a lot bigger, you know, if that makes any sense.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Well, I want to wrap, because we got one other thing we got to do. So I'm going to ask you one more question, then we're going to have a little fun. But time's sakes, this man is extremely busy, and I just don't want to hold him up too much longer, even though I'm really enjoying this.
I'm enjoying it too.
Thank you. Okay, so last thing I want to say, is there anything that you're working on? Is there anything that you have coming up that we can support you with?
Well, one, yeah, absolutely. I would need your support on. I would need everybody's support on. In spring of 2015, I'll be teaching classes at UFC.
Very nice.
Yes, Professor Buck2. Remember that.
Oh, nice, nice.
But it'll be like, you know, it's going to be instruction on DJing and music and hip hop, and you know, it's going to involve the youth. Most importantly, the youth that surround that neighborhood in Washington Park, because they've done a lot of construction and rebuilding of and rehabbing of those neighborhoods, which literally kicks a lot of the people who are there out, you know, and pushes them further and further away and further south. But there's a lot of programs that are going to now be, you know, put into place where the youth are actually going to get to learn, you know what I'm saying, from myself. So that's just, you know, that's really all I can say about it, but it's much more to it, and it's really exciting. But I would definitely love the support of, you know, All I Need Is One Mic, and you know, and everybody in the city, because it's going to grow and it's going to get bigger, and it's going to just turn into, you know, God willing, into something way bigger than what it is.
Well, I can tell you this. I am honored and flattered that you would even ask and think enough about what we're doing to even ask us. So I'm just going to tell you right now, it's a yes. And I'm going to bring you your first Red Apple Professor. So I already got your apple. And yeah, we're definitely, my team and I, we are all in. So I'm speaking for everyone that can't speak for themselves that's involved with my team. We're all going to be on board with this, because that's awesome. And I think that that's great, because even with what you're saying, as we wrap this part up, you know, about all the things that you've done, and now you're teaching, so you're giving back. So I think that that's actually phenomenal.
It's becoming full circle.
Yes.